Go ahead.
Okay, so we welcome Mr. Ashok, the BCSP president, with us today with the Egypt team, and we are pleased. We can't express our happiness that we have him today. Always support us through our journey with HSE learning. So we are pleased to have Mr. Ashok today with us and with Egypt team, UAE team, and Kuwait team, also Saudi Arabia team. So, welcome again, Mr. Ashok. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can start. Thank you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Gamal, and it's pleasure to be part of this session. And Assalamu alaikum, and good evening to you all. I'm Ashok
عليكم
Garlapati,
السلام.
speaking to you from state of Kuwait. Today we'll be talking about enhancing competency through HSE certifications. So, if your uh, connection is slow, you can stop the video so that you'll have a better connectivity. And when Mr. Gamal requested almost 4 or 5 days back, because yesterday I was attending a Kuwait digital conference in oil and gas sector. Tomorrow I have a HSE forum. Only one day left because he has given me third to fifth. I said fourth will be okay. So we are scheduling the call today. And it is my pleasure to be part of this particular summit which is going on. And today we'll be talking about basically the topic is very interesting topic Mr. Gamal has chosen, enhancing the competency through certifications. So before we start any meeting, we generally have the value movement. In our companies also, we have the HSE movement, we call it. And we'll start with the HSE movement. Then we'll be little focusing on the enhancing competency, why the competency is important for HSE professionals. Then how can we achieve this competency through certifications? That's our main agenda. Then we'll talking about the resources, and that's about our program. And as you know, HSC movement, we start our meetings generally. Today's HSC movement, we call it as a value movement because whole session itself is a HSC session. So I will call this as a value movement, talking about the comfort versus growth zone. Basically, what are these comfort zones and growth zones? In our comfort zone, one need not necessarily feel challenged by your work. Our office timings are 7 to 3 every day morning. I go to office at 7 and come back at 3. Have a nice time, take rest, go back. So this is very comfortable zone. But you take it easy, complete the things leisurely, and you don't feel the need to change your routine because you don't want to have a headache of any tension or stress, the panic of having to learn new things. And that's what is a comfort zone. Everybody wants to be in the comfort zone, but some of people, I think about 30 people are attending today. So some of 34 people are attending now. So 110 registrations are there. So some of these registrations are some of the people who are attending, they want to be in the growth zone. So in the growth zone, basically, a lot of challenges will be there. As you see on the screen, there is a comfort zone, there is a fear zone, and learning zone, and the growth zone. So everybody wants to reach to the growth zone by attending this particular session because you want to achieve the personal and professional growth, more innovation and creative thinking, a lesson in humility, but also a confidence boost. Once you achieve some certification or once you achieve some competency levels, you have some sort of a confidence in your job performance as well, and better problem solving, adaptability, and building a wider network and earning valuable contacts. And there are 5 ways to achieve the growth zone, moving towards the growth zone. There's a good article in the LinkedIn on this particular better business and better life. There's a good article on this comfort and versus growth zone. You can go through that particular article and get more ideas. And basically, how you will achieve, there are 5 ways simply I can tell. One is to change up your daily routine, diversify your circle and challenge your beliefs, grow your skill set. That's what I was telling that people who are attending today, they want to grow their skill set, look into the neuroplasticity. Always engage your brain for the more problem solving techniques and problem, Sudoku or something like that. Always, that's a neuroplasticity. Keep engaging the brain with the new challenges. And of course, a mentor is one of the way you can always get to achieve much more. Mentoring is one of the thing you can always be getting, one of the way it is. Yeah. So today we are going to talk about the competency through certifications. And once you have a competent people, safe employees, and stronger businesses can be achieved very easily. And I'm going to talk about what exactly the competency and why HSC professionals should really focus on the competency. Basically, the competency is it's a combination of the knowledge, skills, and abilities or experiences. People say in IADC, I think more who are in the drilling field, they know IADC, International Association for Drilling Contractors. They have an exclusive document on the KSA's skill set, knowledge, skills, and abilities, the practical experience. They are very, very important for the health, safety, and environment field. And as you see on the screen, the elements of competency includes the knowledge, understanding the regulations, associated hazards and control measures, and what the best things you can do it. Skills, and you may have the knowledge, but if you don't have the skills, you will not be able to implement that particular knowledge. It is the ability to operate any equipment, perform the risk assessment, and respond to the emergencies. All this comes under the skills and abilities, applying the knowledge and skills in a different scenarios. And you need to have a good understanding of the scenario, improving your judgment and decision making process. In case of particularly during major incidents or anything incident combating, you need to have a proper guidance, proper advice you have to give it to the operations people. So that comes only from the abilities and experiences. And basically, types of HSC competency elements we already talked, but coming to the competency with respect to the HSC health safety environment professionals, we need to have a technical proficiency, behavioral competency, and managerial competency. You may have the technical proficiency, but if you don't have the proper behavior in leading those things, that's no use of that. So that's why we always focus on the three things: technical proficiency, operating machinery safely, using the PPEs properly, handling the hazardous chemicals as required. Behavioral competency is the leadership in safety culture. You need to communicate properly. Also, you need to take a decision immediately. And the managerial competency is the one, the planning as well as the risk management, leadership, communication. Communication is so important for us as HSC professionals. That's very important. We used to conduct Toastmasters meetings. Basically, in ASSP Kuwait chapter, we have the Toastmasters Club. Basically, telling the people or HSC professionals the importance of the communication and the importance of the leadership. That's what we achieve the managerial competency in that. For example, if you see the scenario there, a worker handling chemicals must know the correct procedure, which is the knowledge, and demonstrate proper handling techniques, which are the skills, and have experience identifying potential leaks or potential incidents. That comes from the experience as well as the all these knowledge, skills, and abilities. So these are the basically KSA we call it. And going forward, competency matters in HSE. Of course, we already talked about that, reducing the workplace incident, ensure compliance to the legal protection. And, there are so many examples we can talk about that, but these are the major things we just want to highlight here. You can reduce the workplace incidents by having the proper systems in place. You'll also have a compliance to the legal requirements. You can protect your employer, your employees from the legal liabilities if you have the proper competency, and also boost efficiency and productivity. You achieve the operational excellence, cost reduction, and you also protect the organizational reputation. Of course, everybody talks about the reputation. if your employees or if your HSE professionals are highly competent, they will help in all these things. And also the cost reduction, fewer accidents lead to the lower insurance premiums, reduced downtime, and less need for repairs. So competent maintenance team prevent costly equipment breakdowns by conducting thorough inspections. So people should be competent, whether it is a health, safety, environment, or operations or maintenance things. So that's one of the important thing. I just want to highlight here the organization called INSPO. INSPO is an international networking of safety health professional organizations. That means all the organizations like ASSP, BCSP, IOSH, Singapore Society Institute of Safety Professional, Australian Society of Safety Professionals, and there are so many organizations in this part. Their main aim is to work together. I always tell about the concept called think globally and act locally. All these global organizations have joined together and they are working together to for the benefit of the health, safety, environment professionals. One of the documents they have made is the Occupational Health and Safety Professional Capability Framework. You can go to INSPO website. It's a free document. It's a very, very good document. What exactly health, safety, environment professionals need to have? What are the essential qualities? One of the thing they mentioned that the competency is one of the thing, and competency can be achieved by the educational qualifications as well as the certifications, as well as through your experience and training and awareness. All these things are mentioned in this particular document. Whoever is attending today, I highly recommend them to go through this about 100 plus pages document. You will have a full information about what are the essential qualities of the health, safety, environmental professionals, and competency is one of the important topic mentioned there. And they also mentioned that the competency can be achieved by several routes. One of the route is the certifications. Today we are going to talk about that. But in this part of our world, the conventional processes, we always go through the conventional process for becoming a HSE professionals. We always go through the regular academic courses, part-time correspondence courses, short-term courses, and by work experience. But there is another route, of course, we are coming to know in this part as well. I moved to Kuwait in the year 2005. But since that time, before coming to Kuwait, I never knew about this certification, the word itself, because even in India, even in our parts, we think that once you complete your engineering, you feel that that's the end of your, studies. We always think that that's what I achieved it. I can work and can relax it. But in Western part of the world is another important focus they gave is the certifications. You need to keep up yourself always abreast with the new technologies, new challenges, and other things. So through the certifications on also can become the HSE professionals. For example, we are going to talk about the BCSP certifications. So you can be any graduate. If you want to become HSE professionals, you can become that. But in our parts of the world, we always think that, okay, I have done electronics engineering. My life should be in the electronics engineering. That's not the concept in other parts of the world, particularly in Western part of the world. You can always choose HSE profession if you are having a graduate in any degree also. So that's a goodness of these certifications. So, and let's talk about what is this certification and certificate difference. Basically, the certification comes, which is on the left side of the thing. Let's talk about the certificate first. I did my engineering, my MBA. These certificates are valid for lifetime. It comes from the assessment process. We go to the college, we go through the examination process, and they give you the certificate, which is valid for life. And whatever you learned in the college, that's all. Again, you have to go through your employer or whatever it is, but it is awarded by a third party, and it awarded with the colleges and other things. So basically, the certificate is valid for your lifetime. For example, your Bachelor of Engineering is a certificate. Your NEBOSH is a certificate. Your IOSH is a certificate. The difference between the certificate and certification is certificate is valid for lifetime, whereas certification is not valid for lifetime. You need to renew the certification because it comes from the assessment process. You have to go through the examination, and you also need to have some amount of the professional experience, and it is given by the third party standard setting organizations like BCSP. Also, it indicates a measured against a defensible set of standards, examination process, and you can also keep a designation like a CSP or a CFIOSH, or those designations you can keep it. And most important thing is that it is valid for certain amount of time. If you do not recertify yourself, that certification expires. Why do you recertify? The reason is you recertify because you need to go through your new technologies, new challenges. You need to upgrade your skills. That is the whole goodness of the certification. If you don't do that, if you don't maintain the recertification points, it will be null and void. So that's why the certifications are very important to keep yourself. Knowledge is up to date. Your competency levels are high. That's you will stand apart from the crowd. That's important of the certification. And again, we know why these certifications are required, because when I came here, not many certification holders are there. But after 10, 15 years, there are so many certification holders are there because of the demand of the industry, because of the new employment rules and other things. And as you see on the screen, there's a world map there, and all the green color indicates that the GDP growth, real GDP growth of about 3 to 6% or so. So many companies or many new industries are coming in this green region. So they require a lot of competent people. They require the global certifications. So if you don't keep up yourself, you will be at the one place, because every day the new requirements are coming up, and even in the tenders, people are putting these certifications. So you need to keep up your knowledge. Your competency levels are high. One of the route for that is the certifications. And yes, of course, why certification important? Again, I just spoke about that. It demonstrates your competency, advances your safety professionalism, competitive advantage, you are above the people, and demonstrate your credibility, set standards. People who are having certifications, having a good pay and good employment opportunities. We also recruit so many people, and we always keep the CVs who are having certifications with a more weightage. We know that this person wants to upgrade himself all the time. That's the purpose of these certifications. When your CV goes to a person, how to evaluate the CV, his experience, his qualifications. If he is having a certification, there is a separate credibility, separate marking is given. He will have a more weightage. That's what pay and mobility. And also contract qualification. Nowadays, people are putting in the contract documents that it is required. And of course, there was a flash lightning poll was conducted in 2019 with the ASSP members. ASSP is American Society of Safety Professionals. So among those surveys conducted, it is almost 32% of the people are going for the certifications for the career advancement and increased competitiveness, and about 12% or 19% are going for the increase in salary, and about 28% are going for the required by the employer, and remaining are the required by the government, required by the recognition by the peers, almost 13%, because you have the peers and fellow colleagues. If you have if the other person has got a certification, you feel yourself low. So that's also one of the competitiveness among your peers is one of the thing. So that's why you need to go for the certification. And this is a 2023 Safety, Health and Environment Industry Salary Survey and Calculator. Basically, median base salary is 105,000, and people who are having a certifications, they are really having almost 30% increase. You can get the full report of the survey. You can also, for example, you are applying your safety job in whichever part of the world. It's a drop-down system is there. Okay, if you are applying in Kuwait, you can just select the Kuwait. You can select your experience levels. You can select your qualifications. It will indicate what is the expected salary or based on the country itself. So it's a very good tool we have there, salary survey calculator. So when you are negotiating with your employer, you can always get a good idea of how much you have to delegate. So this is a very good survey there. You can always go through the survey and get the information. So people who are having a certifications are having almost $18,100 more per year than those with none of these licenses and credentials. So that's one of the real fact survey has been conducted. What is the benefit of these certifications? So this is one of the thing. And of course, I'm sure everybody will agree that there's a need for us to gear up with the global competencies in the field of HSE profession. And always the question comes to us, what certification I should choose? So when a question comes to us, we generally goes to the Google and search what are the certifications. If you put in this Google, I have put these certification programs in health, safety, environment field in less than 1 minute, or I think about 0.53 seconds, we have got around 400,000 results. And you will always confuse what certificate I should choose, what certification I should choose, what are the key components or key criteria before I select any certification. So that's what I just want to highlight here. There are plenty of certifications are available. The growth in titles create many questions and confusions. That's why Mr. Gamal requested that let's have a certification webinar, and how can the people can choose which certification is best. And like our companies are accredited with the ISO standards like 14,001, 45,001, and 9,001 for quality. Same thing is available for the certification agencies, certification organizations. So there is accreditation bodies. One is National Commission for Certifying Agencies. It's available in the website. So you can go there and find out. There is another ANSI standard, standards of institute. Let me mute the person who is speaking. Thanks. So I think, yeah. Okay. Okay, there's a National Commission for Certifying Agencies, and there's ANSI, which is ISO IEC 17024. This standard talks about the general requirements for bodies operating certification systems of personnel. So it's not easy to get the accreditation from these two bodies. As a president of BCSP, I was part of this ANSI audits as well. There is a very strict and rigorous audits are conducted by in these organizations, how the admission process is done, how the examination process is done, what is the period of your examinations, updating the exam questions and all those. And there are so much of criteria is there. They do the frequent audits and they ensure that these organizations are up to the standard. So when you want to choose your certification, ensure that that body is approved and accredited by these two organizations. Or, ANSI is very, very important thing. So today we are going to talk about the certifications by the BCSP. Why we have chosen this is because if you go through these organizations, safety, health, and environment related certifications, you will find about 15 numbers, 1 5. Out of these 15, 8 belongs to the BCSP. Okay, so all the BCSP certifications are accredited by these two organizations, and remaining 8 comes from the other, like a QEP, and so many other things are there, like a fire safety professional, fire certified fire professional also there, something like that they are there. But out of 15, 8 belongs to the BCSP, and remaining are like CIH is there, CDGP, CHMM, CHMP, CFPS, and CRMP, and SCTTP, Certificate Transportation Project Professionals. So the importance of the BCSP certifications are very, very, very widely known. I'm sure you're all aware of that. And today we are going to talk about the BCSP and these certifications, how to get these certifications, what are the resources available in among the safety professionals. So I will be talking about that. And it established in 1969 in Indianapolis, and we have the 9 to 14 board members are there. And okay, please ensure mute. I don't know who is talking now. Hamad Rizk. I muted them. Thank you. It is not a membership organization. I'm sure you're aware of that. It's internationally recognized, of course. And as I said, that 9 to 14 board members will be there. And every board member has got a 3-year term. And it is established in 1969. As Mr. Hamad Gamal said, introduced me, that I'm the current board president. And since 1969 until 2024, I'm the first non-US and first international president. And of course, I have reached there not just like that. Since the year I passed out, I got my CSP. I have been mentoring so many people. I would have mentored 300 plus professionals around the world. First, I was appointed as an international advisory board member for the board in 2018, and 2019 I have taken as a one of the director. Each director can spend one first 3-year term, and if you really do a good job, they will further renew to the second term. So I am this is my second term and the 5th year, and my presidency will be over in next 28 days or 26 days to be specific. So 2024, Bruce will be taking over as a, as a president. Now I'll become the past president. And I used every opportunity during my board meetings to take up the issues related to the global credential holders. And there are separate task forces are being formed to ensure that the people are given an equal opportunity to get these certifications. So many things are in pipeline for the benefit of the global members. And last month, November 4th, we had a strategic plan meeting. We had a wonderful strategic plan session. One of the objectives we have chosen is the global outreach. So you will see much more support and some much more, focus on the by the BCSP for the global credentials. So I have not told anyone this, but this is the first time I'm sharing with this group, and you will see much more in the pipeline in the near future. The mission is of BCSPs, of course, in the last strategic plan, we have really updated this mission and vision statement, but these are valid until 2024. We inspire and develop leaders in safety, health, environmental practice through globally accredited certification, enhancing careers, advancing the profession, and protecting people. If vision is a safer world through safety, health, and environmental profession, okay, leadership, yeah. And BCSP certifications are organization is endorsed by the major organizations in the safety, health, environment field, which is AHA, ASSP, IISC, ISSS, NESTA, NFPA, NSC, SFPE. So that means their endorsing means the value of endorsement is just not comes like that. You need to have a proper, maintenance of your organizations, establish all the requirements, comply with the requirements, then only the endorsement will come. So that's one thing. As a BCSP credentialing leader, it has got a history of excellence, exceptional standard of governance, integrity in examination process, maintain the highest standard of accreditation, and 50,000 plus active certification holders are there, 59,000 as of now, and it has got almost 108 countries. And there are 4 types of certifications available, which is a professional, management, technician, and supervisory, and training. For example, Mr. Gamal is in the training business. If you want to want to be in the business of training, you can go through the CIT certification, which I'll be talking. These are the different certifications, 8 certifications we have: CSP, ASP, SMS, OHST, CHST, STS, STSC, and CIT. And these are the, as I was telling, that CIT basically related to the training, delivery training professionals. CHST is a technical expertise, OHST and CHST, who are really on the, sites. So certified health and safety technician, occupational health and safety technician. ASP is a middle management safety practitioners. And we have a TSP and GSP. We will talk about that. And CSP is a strategic planning, higher gold certification, which is the highest among all the certifications. And SMS is a safety management specialist. Basically, this is given for those people who are having a good experience but do not have the bachelor's degree. So they can go for the SMS, because CSP and ASP requires a minimum of bachelor degree. And these are the active certifications, 58,955. I just took this data almost 40 minutes back. So this is very fresh on the BCSP directory. If you want to check any of your colleagues are having a certification, you can go to the BCSP directory and check their name. It should be listed. If it is not listed and using a CSP, something wrong with the usage of that certification, So that's available. Recently, well, not recently exactly, almost 2 years back, there was a networking meeting at Dubai by the BCSP president, CEO. Everybody came there. I presented this regional perspective on the importance of certification. Why I'm presenting this to you is that this gives a indication that how our certifications in these regions are growing. And if you see, there is a each GCC countries there, Egypt also there. Almost about 130 CSP BCSP certification holders are available in Egypt, and there is a lot of increase in these certifications in this part of the world. We do have a BCSP IMEA India, Middle East, and Africa office is available in the Dubai. If you need any immediate support, you can also contact them. There's a website as well. Because of the time differences and other things, BCSP has opened an office in Dubai itself, so that you will get round the clock support. And the certification process is very simple. Apply online, determine eligibility, purchase the exam, and maintain the certification. There is a 7-step process. And I just want to tell you that if you have any questions during my presentation, you can always post in the chat box, so that we can take these questions after the session. So apply online. Earlier, when I did in 2008, I used to sent all my original certificates to US for the evaluation. It was a real risky job, in fact. And they evaluated, then they sent to us. Now everything is online. You just submit it. Earlier, we used to pay $80 extra for the evaluation, but now no. Everything is taken care by the BCSP, and you can determine your eligibility based on your qualifications, and they will tell you whether you're eligible or no. And once you get eligibility, you can purchase the exam, you can pass the exam, and maintain the certification, which is annual renewal fee, as well as the recertification process. So this is a BCSP website. You can go and create your profile. Everything is free of cost, and you can check. Just to give you input on these are the 4 requirements. One is the education, 4 E's we call it. Second is the experience. Second is the examination, and ethics compliance. These are the 4 things. For the CSP, you should pass the 2 exams. One is ASP and CSP. Another one is there is a qualifying credentials waivers also there. You will get the waiver if you are if you are having other programs. Even that also, I was instrumental in getting the equivalency qualified equivalent program status for many international programs in the BCSP. Now so many members are getting benefit because of these equivalency, so they can waive the ASP. I'm going to show you what are the things are eligible. Again, a CSP is a bachelor degree is mandatory. Again, I'm just highlighting you here. In this part of the world, people think that you should have engineering to become a HSC professional or the CSP. It's not correct. Any bachelor degree is eligible if you have a experience of 4 years in the safety field. You will get the 50% of your job is a safety. You will get the eligibility. You can pass the ASP, and once you pass the ASP, then you have to take another exam for the CSP and commitment to the BCSP code of ethics. Okay, so there's ASP is another thing. You need to have a bachelor degree, accredited associate degree, or bachelor degree. 1 year experience is enough. Once you get that 1 year experience with say 50% of safety responsibilities, you can write the exam. And transitional safety professional is only, I was talking about the QEPs, Qualified Equivalent Programs, which is a path forward for the CSP certifications. If you have a if you have the any qualified equivalent program, there are even in the BCSP website you can find out. Then diploma in there are so many institutions are offering this, and it has to be approved by the BCSP. Once it is approved, if you are passing through that particular program, you can get the waiver for the ASP. Then you can sit directly to the BCSP. These are the qualified equivalent programs and curriculum based, and there are 15 eligible certificates and diplomas and international degrees are available. So I'm just showing you that these are the qualified equivalent programs approved, several in Cochin University in India, and there are Singapore as well is there, and there are so many programs are available there. You can just go through that, go through the QEP website, you will get it. So if any of you have gone through this particular, such diplomas, you can write to this particular email, which I am going to share with you, whether you want to get it registered under the QEP program, it can be done. So you will get the ASP waiver. And there are so many institutions are approved under the QEP. And coming to the SMS, which is as I was telling that CSP and ASP requires a bachelor degree, but whereas SMS do not require it, because there are so many people who are having diplomas, and they enter into the safety profession, they become a perfect in the profession. If they want to get certification, they can go to the SMS certifications, which requires only 10 years of experience, and exam to write exam. There are OHST, which is a occupational health and safety technician, 3 years experience required, 35% primary jobs, commitment to the BCSP code of ethics, and you need to write the exam again. There is a CHST, have 3 years of experience with 35%, and STS, which is a safety trained supervisor certification. So these are the basically supervisory certifications on the foremen and other people. 30 hours of formal safety training. If you do the WOSHA 30 hours, you will get eligible for this. Okay. And CIT, I was telling that if you are into the training field, if you have delivered a good number of training programs, minimum 135 hours of training is required to get the eligibility. And as I was telling, that recertification is very important. Otherwise, there is no meaning of the certification. So there is a 10-point category, how you have improved your skills over 5 years. So every 5 years, you need to renew these certifications. Professional safety practice, membership in AFT organizations like ASSP, and organizational service. If you are a volunteer with ASSP or any local organizations, you can claim the points. If you are publicizing, or if you are presenting papers in the conference, you can do that. If you are an ambassador or a panel writer to the BCSP, you can get some points there. If you are attending professional development conferences, you will get the points there. Safety related courses, other educational programs, you will get the point there. You continue to do your master program or any diploma programs in the safety field, you will get the points there. So additional certification or license, for example, you got a CSP and you're going to do the CIH, you got the CIH, you will get the points there. If you have done the CRSP, you will get the points there. That's the goodness of the certification requirements. And every 5 years, you need to get the 25 points. For example, if you attend 1 hour of conference, 1 hour of presentation in the conference, you will get 0.1 points. Okay, 0.1. If you have to accumulate that points in a year, in 5 years time, to 25. That means you need to track everything. Earlier we were tracking in the Excel database and other things. Now BCSP has got a recertification worksheet. For example, yesterday I attended one conference in Kuwait. I can just go and type my details, what conference, how many hours, whether CEUs have been given. Then you can just save that file. So your life is much easy nowadays. So research requirements is there for the STS and STSC also. You have for the CSP and all these things are available. And yeah, all the certifications should have the recertifications. Let's talk about the resources for HSC professionals now who wants to get these certifications. And one thing is knowing your strengths and weaknesses. How do you know that? There is a self-assessment process is there. Self-assessment, for the people who are attending today, about 59 people are attending now. All these 59 people will get a self-assessment code from BCSP, which is valid about worth about $100 to $125. So you're lucky to get that. You will find your strengths and weaknesses. What are your strengths? Because CSP has got 9 domains, CSP has got 7 domains. So you can find out which are the domains you are having a good score, what are the domains you want to study. So that's the whole purpose of getting your baseline, having an examination preparation study plan. Olden days, it was very, very difficult. Now we have so much of resources, online resources are there. There are so many WhatsApp groups are there. Plenty of information is available there, and exam blueprints are there. You can find out what are the blueprints. There is an exam core, which BCSP has got a preparation platform. You can buy that also. There are online self-assessments are there. Again, developing a test-taking strategy is very, very important. When I was going through the preparing for the exam, I came across one statement. It says that your main objective is to see the time. Your main objective is to see the time, but not to build the watch. You don't need to know how to build the watch. You only need to see, you only need to know how to see the time. That's what you need to study very strategically. No need to, you need to have a good study plan so that you will have a very good understanding. Earlier we used to take the physical calculators. Now everything is online calculator. You need to be familiar with the on-screen calculator because you don't want to lose the time. It's 5.5 hours exam. You don't want to lose the time. So that's preparation is very much required. As I was telling that there's an exam core. So you can always buy that exam core, and success rate of exam core is very high. I understand from our board meetings, they always present there's a good success rate is there. So you can always buy this and prepare yourself. But there are, of course, recertification points. If you are unable to attend any conferences, which are costly affair, but there is an online recertification platform is there by the BCSP. Basically, it has got a quiz questions. So if you do 50 quiz questions, you will get about 0.1 or 0.5 points. So you need to search that. So that is also available there. And as I was telling that there is a 7 steps of right certification. Choose the right certification for you based on your eligibility and meet the educational requirement, meet the work experience requirement, apply online, purchase the exam, sit for the exam, meet recertification points. And preparing for the exam, you may use several approaches. Complete self-assessment. You will get the self-assessment code and you will find out what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. You can perform individual study, participate in informal study groups, attend formal review courses, and know your strengths and weaknesses and have an examination plan. Several WhatsApp groups are there. You can join them every day. There is a lot of discussions are going on, and a lot of online workshops are there. And one more important thing I want to highlight is the BCSP mentoring program. If you go to the BCSP mentor program, put in the Google, he will take you there. You open your account there. Based on your location, you can choose your mentor. No need to be in the location because everything is online nowadays. So you, whomever you like, you can choose the mentor there. You can send your request there, and you can have a one-to-one meeting. And you will also guided by the mentor how to prepare for the exam and all those things. So there are so many smartphone apps are there. Bowen EHS is one of the app. I used it, and specific preparatory workshops are available, online workshops, group studies, social media groups, plenty of resources, my dear friends. This is a BCSP mentoring program website. And these are the social media groups. Plenty of them are available now. And this is particularly nowadays, many tenders, many employment announcements are asking for the certifications like CSP. Even in our company's in procedures, we have included CSP is one of the requirement, preferable. And there are so many webinars I conducted. Every webinar has got so many questions and answer sessions. So you can always go through the YouTube link there. You can find out the new, questions and answers, how the people have prepared. And people who are attending today, they will get the self-assessment from the BCSP directly, which is valid for 3 months or so. And you can just sign in and use your strengths and your weaknesses, and to build your study plan. So that's about, our session today. We are almost 6:46 now, almost 20 minutes left for any question and answer sessions. Sorry, 14 minutes left. So you can always ask the questions. Mr. Gamal, I'll just give back to you if you have any questions, or let me see any questions are there in the chat box. So let me unscreen, and let me show you one more thing here. Okay. Let me just show the screens. Okay, let's see what are the questions we have now. GDP, gross domestic, let me go to the, dear attendees, please close your camera. GDP, gross domestic product, which is basically gives the chance for every country to showcase how much is your growth of the country. Okay, gross domestic product, yeah. Then we have a, will a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science is considered bachelor degree for CSP? Mr. Vishak Nair. Yes, Vishak, of course, yeah. And what is the last year of syllabus updated for ASP, CSP? Every 5 years it is being updated. CSP will be there again in 2025. We recently done this exercise every 5 years. I think ASP 11 is the one. Whatever is there in the CSP website blueprint, that's the final one. Muhammad Ibrahim is asking what are the best materials to study for CSP. As I told you, Mr. Ibrahim, there are so many resources available. You can always join in these BCSP WhatsApp groups. There are plenty of WhatsApp groups are there, and so you can join them. There are online workshops also available. As I said, that you need to see the time. You need to know how to see the time, not to build the watch. So there are so many good preparation materials are there. And I mean, is it better to start with an ASP diploma and go through with TSP than CSP, or ASP is better? Yasmina. Yeah, it depends on your interest. Basically, many people are going through the NEBOSH diploma because you will get the ASP waiver, and that's one of the thing you can do it. If you are already done the NEBOSH diploma, that's great. You can go to the you can get the TSP then CSP. If you are not done the NEBOSH diploma, I recommend to go for the ASP because why I recommend is ASP and CSP syllabus is overlapping. Once you prepare for the ASP, immediately within month or two you need to take the CSP because you already got your fundamentals there in your brain. That really helps you to crack through the CSP. Is it required to get ASP first, then CSP? I have experience of 16 years experience. It is not required. It is a mandatory. You need to get ASP first, either through the equivalent programs or you go through the examination. So it is a mandatory to get the ASP, then you go to the CSP. Mr. Mahmood is raised the hand. Go ahead, Mr. Mahmood.
Hello, Mr. Ashok. How you doing? It's a very good presentation. Thank you for sharing this great information.
Mhm.
I have an inquiry about the ASP and the CSP. How much does it cost?
ASP, for example, everything starts with the application fees, which is $160. Okay. Then
Yes.
once your application is approved, you have to pay the $350 examination fees. Okay. So once you
Uh,
pay 350,
okay. It's about
yeah,
$510.
exactly. And if you
Mm-hmm.
want to attend your workshops, self-preparation and all those things, but self-preparation is highly recommended because we have so much of resources, so many resources are available, online resources, and that's plenty of resources available. You can get that, so a lot of knowledge available there. So it's around $500, $550. You can finish your examination. And again, one more thing I'm telling you, all the participants, you need to maintain your certification. Every year, you need to pay $180 for the renewal in every year.
How much? How much for renewal?
180 $180.
180. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For every year as a ASP or CSP.
And both, same.
Yeah, okay. If I get the CSP directly, like you said, after the ASP, and now I will pay for both of them, like
No, no,
or
no.
just
See,
paying for the last one is which is
last one.
CSP.
See, many people, what they do once they get the CSP, they give away the ASP because it's a lower level certification. Some people for the sake of keeping, they keep the both ASP and CSP. But in that case, you have to pay $360. So one certification, $180. Yes, yeah.
And my last question, please. You told us about the STC or STS program. Can you
Yeah.
explain it?
The STS is a safety technician supervisor. Basically, it's the lower level certification. You don't need a bachelor's degree. You just need about 30 hours of training
Yeah,
in safety. Then
I'm,
you
I'm
can go for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about this actually. I'm talking about the one that you prove that you give that training to some employees and you get a certificate for that.
That is a CIT. I think CIT you are talking. Yeah, CIT is the one who are delivering the training, basically, CIT certification. It's a certified instructional trainer certification. So that
Mm-hmm.
you can get it, yeah.
Yeah, I get I give some trainings for a lot of employees around Egypt. So how can I prove that I give these trainings, or what are the requirements for getting certified or getting this?
The requirement is you need to provide the attendance sheets, the training contents, training objectives, how you are delivering the training. So basically, you need to provide evidences that you have delivered the training. It can be attendance sheets, it can be a letter by the client that you're invited to do the training, all those things. So you have to demonstrate that you have done this training. That's all. There's no specific
Yeah.
requirements or anything. Yeah,
And how much it cost?
it's the same thing, same
Uh,
examination fees and other things. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice time.
Yeah, you
And
too.
yep,
Thank you.
there are some more questions came in between now. And what is the maximum time for preparing for ASP? I prepared for 3 months. Again, depends on your timing and other things. Nowadays, people have become very smart, so they are getting cleared in 1 month, 2 months also. So, is there any plan from BCSP to create its own study material to be a guide for? Yes, that's what I told you. Exam core is the BCSP prepared exam core. Okay, it's a separate platform. I think it costs about $900. If you are interested, you can buy that and prepare yourself, and your success rate will be very good. Mr. Karim is asking, does the ESC, European Safety Council, IGC, qualify me to CSP? Mr. Karim, I know NEBOSH IGC, but European Safety Council, NEBOSH IGC is not there. NEBOSH diploma is there. So if you can share the details of IGC of European Safety Council, let me check, because I'm going to show you one email after this question and answer session. Share that information about this European Safety Council IGC to that email. We'll come back to you on that. How many days it may take to review the submitted application? Ms. Hamda is asking. Hamda, it takes about 4 weeks. Again, if you provide all the information, it will be coming within a week or two also, because all international certificates, academic programs, they have to evaluate with the education perspectives. That's a third-party organization. So they will send it to them, and once they give a clearance from them, then BCSP will give the clearance, like that. On which date will next update to the CSP syllabus be? It's by 2024, 25, it is getting updated, as I understand. Yeah. So let me share 4 minutes more. Yeah, let me share that email ID which I was talking, so that you will have a, in case of any clarity, you can share with that. And okay. Yeah, this is ambassador@bcsp.org. You can take a screenshot of that and share all your queries, anything you have in that email. With that, Mr. Gamal, I'm giving back to you 3 minutes, so you can.
Okay, thank you. Express our gratitude to you for joining us and explaining. As usual, we learn from your experience and extreme experience for the BCSP certifications. And you always, for me, I will speak about myself. You always be a role model for me. And I myself, I shaped inside the board of certified safety professional in the last 4 years when I started this. Totally different and totally changed my life. So I recommend everyone to join the team and join the successful team. Thank you, and the greeting from EGBISC team. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you, everybody. Of course, any query you have it, just share with that email, and it will respond to them. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice time.
Thank you.
I'm looking.
Can you share the email again?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm looking forward for some successful CSPs, and you post your LinkedIn message after you get a CSP that you attended this webinar. Thank you so much, and we look forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.